Hi, my name is Valentina, and this is my final project about Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. This cathedral is located in Galicia, Spain, specifically in the capital, Santiago de Compostela, which is a small city, so you can get anywhere you like just by walking. This structure synthesizes perfectly the pilgrimage church model. It was built on 1075 after Christ and was finished on 1140 after Christ, although it had a lot of troubles during its construction because of the misunderstandings between monarchs and bishops. This is a very symbolic place not only for the people that were born in that country, but also for the entire Christian community of Europe. This cathedral tells the story of a bishop called Pelayo who discovered on 812 after Christ a mausoleum in that area that turned out to be the tomb of one of the apostles of Jesus Christ. Years after this discovery, Alfonso II, King of Asturias, asked the architect Fernando de Casas Novoa to build a temple made of clay and stone upon the mausoleum, so that it helped to protect the tomb. Then, in 899, Alfonso III made a new construction upon the temple. This time it was bigger. A basilica was built. Most of the basilica was made of stone and concrete. This is the main reason why it is very well preserved. Ancient Roman concrete consists of a mixture of lime mortar, sand, pozzolana, which is a volcanic ash, water, and stones. Romans used to put these ingredients in wooden frames where it hardened and bonded to a facing of stone or bricks. This material is very resistant since there are still Roman structures standing after more than 2,000 years. After the decline of the Roman Empire in the 5th century, many architectural tendencies were developed in Europe, such as the Byzantine, Romanesque, Gothic, Renaissance, Baroque, and Rococo. This cathedral has a lot of influence from some of these styles, especially because it was built in different phases. Romans always had the idea of designing tall structures, and their buildings used to have stout columns, thick walls, small windows, and, of course, semicircular arches. This is probably one of the most important construction elements used in this kind of architecture. It is said that the Romans were the first builders in Europe, perhaps the first in the world, fully to appreciate the advantages of the arch, the vault, and the dome. This is entirely true. Roman engineers erected arch structures such as bridges, aqueducts, and even triumphal arches to celebrate their war victories. For example, vaults in masonry were mostly used in interiors, specifically in roofs of temples such as the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. The cathedral was erected over a cross-like floor plan, which is a very common characteristic among the Romanesque and Byzantine tendencies. We can observe in its plan a nave that is almost 22 meters tall that supports the tunnel vault and two aisles of 5 meters tall each that support the groin vaults. The cloister, which is like a backyard, is right next to the church, and it has an arched gallery supported by columns that surrounds it. The whole complex has a very rich composition that contributes to create proportionate geometric space and a spiritual atmosphere that invites pilgrims to come inside. Many people believe that the reason why the plan has the form of a cross is because it represents the image of Christ in the cross, and therefore the idea of his crucifixion. Hundreds of Christians travel through the Santiago route every year from different parts of Europe, just to get to the cathedral and prove their devotion to the religion. Many other churches can be found along this route, but this is, without question, the major example of a pilgrimage church.